Well, hi, a very warm welcome to Dusty Shelf. Now today, something new for the channel. I haven't actually done a review on Scalextrics before, and this arrived today. It was a bit of an impulse buy, and I'll explain that in a moment, but this is brand new from Scalextric or Hornby. So let's just slide it out of the box. You can see that I've undone the tape at the end just to try and make it easier to film. Mind you, it's still not coming out the box. Here we go. And you can see the tissue paper still around the item itself. So let's open this up very carefully and slide out the set. I'll just tear through the tissue paper. I'm not going to put it back in there, but I'll try and do it quite nicely. And this was released this morning. So, oh well, I say this morning. I think it was released yesterday, but certainly shipped in the last couple of days. And this is their brand new mini set with 3 minis in there. The Rally of Monte Carlo in 1965. Now, there's a couple of things before we get into the review of the pack here that I want to kind of address. First of all, well, before we come on to the price, let me just talk about Scalextric. So, over the years, I've been a really big fan of Scalextric, and I've collected many cars. However, the last few years, I've got to a point where the price of Scalextric has just gone that little bit too high. Well, I like to run the cars, and as the price point increased up to sort of the £50 mark, it got to the stage where I was nervous actually running these, as particularly racing them. And you know, if you did any damage to them, my recent experience with Hornby is they're not really carrying any spares now. So if you damage the car, especially some of these are collector editions, you're just not going to be able to replace the parts. And once they got to that price point of £50, unlike a model railway where you know you'd carefully run it around the track, you might accidentally get a derailment. With Scalextric, the very nature of racing them around a track, they are going to take a little bit of rough and tumble, aren't they? So I bought quite a few of the sets and the collector sets, and I got to a point where they were all just sitting there gathering dust, and yeah, on dusty shelves, hence dusty shelf. And I stopped buying them because basically I daren't use them, and it got me thinking, well, Scalextric, it's kind of its own enemy, if you like, because as consumers, we're pushing for more and more detail, and as we ask for more and more detail, obviously the price point goes up. But as the price point goes up, there comes a point where these become models in their own right, and you don't want to run them. So as a collector's item, fantastic. As a Scalextric car, something to race, something to enjoy. Yeah, I kind of lost the shine a little bit. So anyway, a long story there. I haven't been buying Scalextrics for an awful long time. Anyway, saw this set come up. Now, limited edition, 1,500 units. Now, if you know anything about these collector sets for Scalextrics, they range from the ones sort of around 5,000. They do some at 3,000, 2,500, and then the really small runs are sort of 1,500 and below. And I saw this and I thought, wow, fantastic. I do like the low limited edition ones. And I thought, well, I'll keep an eye out for this one. Then they announced the price, £159.99. So you're looking at, what's that, £53 a car. And again, I looked at it and it's like £160. Now, it's a wonderful set, but with £160, there's quite a lot of things I'd like to buy with £160, so I overlooked it. Now, scroll on a few weeks and Scalextric sent me a voucher, 25% off. And with that voucher, I took the 25% off. So I actually paid £119 for this. I think you can get this in the retailers for around about £140, £145. But yeah, as I say, with this voucher, down to £119. And I thought for £119, I'm going to get it, see what it's like. And as I say, it's quite a low limited run, so, you know, I thought it'd be quite nice. Anyway, on to the set. Well, let's talk about the box art. So we've got these fantastic 3 minis on the front here, running through the dirt and the snow. The rally was won by number 52, driven by Timo Mäkinen. There's also Paddy Hopkirk, and Morley Donald Jude was the 3rd driver. There was another 3 minis in the race, but they didn't finish. These were the 3 that did finish. As I say, number 52 won. The previous year was the iconic year for Paddy Hopkirk in 1964. Again, won in a mini. So this is quite a different set, because I know that Scalextric have done the 1964 Paddy Hopkirk a couple of times. And as I mentioned earlier, limited to 1,500 units. Now personally, once any of these releases go over 1,000, they're not really limited in any stretch of the imagination, you know. There's 1,500 of these out there, but you never know, one day this might become one of the sought after sets. Around the box, just on the side here, you can see the Scalextric's logo, and again the Monte Carlo Rally, just Scalextric's on that side, and then on the back just all the usual warnings about choking and not letting young children play with these. Mini logo and the Mini World Mark are trademarks of BMW, used under license, and yeah, there's not really much more to say about that, to be honest, just the collector's series. So let's turn it back over and let's open the box up. That was the first time I've opened this, so I'll just slide it forward so we can open it fully. It's the first time I've actually seen this with the 3 minis in here. Now they are actually facing away from me, which is a little bit different, I guess. You know, usually they would kind of be facing you, but yeah, that's a little bit different. Now, again, the box art is repeated inside the box. And I'm just going to read this bit out. So it says 1965 saw the second win on the bounce for the amazing Austin Mini Cooper S at the grueling, iconic Monte Carlo Rally. The winning car, driven by Finn Timo Mäkinen and co-driver Paul Easter, put on a stunning drive, sliding through the ice and snow to win ahead of a much more powerful Porsche 904 GTS. The incredible Mini's nimble handling and the superb skills of Mäkinen made the little English pocket rocket unbeatable in the tricky and treacherous conditions. The number 52 Mini coming through on top. The other two cars, numbers 56 driven by Paddy Hopkirk and number 72 driven by Jude Donald Morley, didn't fare quite as well, coming home in 26th and 27th place respectively. This win though for Mäkinen cemented the Mini as a rally car to have for tricky mixed condition events such as the Monte Carlo Rally, and set the little car from the UK to even bigger stardom. Well, I'm an absolutely massive fan of the Mini. I actually have a classic Mini myself. I've not really featured it on the channel. It's actually just sitting behind me here with a dust cover over it. I've not had it on the road for the last year or so because it's sitting here with a little bit of a water leak on the water pump, and it's a job that I need to get done. But yeah, it's my pride and joy. I love driving it, and I love the iconic shape of these little cars. They are absolutely wonderful, and I've had countless number of them over the years. I don't think since I've been driving I've had a year has gone by where I haven't actually owned a Mini. I think I've had one all the way through, and they are an absolute joy. If you've ever been in one, they're just so much fun to drive. Now inside here, top corner, we've got here the limited edition plaque. Mine is number 0132, so not a particularly high number, which is nice. And I'm just going to lift this out and turn it over before we look at the cars. And on the base here you can see we've got some spare brushes that they actually do look a little bit worse for wear. Those they yeah, they're not particularly straight, are they? Maybe they're upside down, I don't know, but they don't look particularly clever. And let's just turn this round and have a look at the 3 Minis. They do look very nice indeed. So I'm just going to have a quick look over these and then come back and give some comments. We're looking at the 3 Minis sitting here on the card. Holistically, all 3 together, these look absolutely wonderful. The detailing on them is beautiful. The 3 just, you know, parked next to each other, they just really do set this set off from all angles. Actually, absolutely wonderful. But that said, if we get into the detail, there are a couple of things that, if I'm really being picky, the light around this rear quarter glass, the paint around there is a little bit suspect. Just on this particular Mini, we've got some, you know, little bits of paint that aren't particularly as tidy as they could be over the flashing down the side on the wheel arches and along the sills. But like I say, I'm being very picky there. You know, if you were looking at these from any reasonable distance, even from where I am now, you know, they're the kind of details that you wouldn't see. And to be fair, I had to put my other pair of glasses on to be that picky about the paint. Now on the front of the car, you've got the centre light on number 72 and also fitted onto number 56, as they would have run in the rally. Number 52 didn't run with the centre light, but rather cleverly what Hornby or Scalextric have done is where the centre light was fitted onto this centre car, it's been removed and been replaced with a sticker with the Austin badge on there, which is quite nice. On the back of the car, again, we've got the lighting just here, the rear light on there. Now, one of the things that I am going to criticise is they've gone to this wonderful trouble of picking up the details on the three cars, different number plates on there. Now, one of the things I am going to be a little bit critical of is the interior. Absolutely fantastic detailed interior, but the driver and co-pilot or map reader for each of the cars, they're absolutely identical. They're painted the same, their crash helmets are the same, their poses are the same, their faces are the same. And I just feel that, yeah, particularly on this set where they're next to each other, I just feel a little bit of sort of differentiation between the interiors would have been good. I mean, I'm assuming they probably ran team overalls and team crash helmets, and maybe they were all dressed the same. But yeah, then surely there are some features on here that could be picked out just to make them a little bit different. Anyway, with that said, let's get one of these out and let's have a detailed look around the car. I'm going to go for the winning car, number 52. I don't propose to take all three of these off of the card because the review is going to be pretty much the same. I was just going to lift this out, and I will put a little bit of power through because I'm intrigued to see how the lights are going to operate. This should have working lights on here. Well, let's have a look underneath the car. So we've got the standard chassis here, standard mini chassis. We've got the brushes on the front here, but articulation probably 45 degrees to 45 degrees. It's not a full 361 as you'd expect. But considering I've just taken this out of the box, you see me, I just undo it. Look at the state of these brushes. Yeah, not particularly good. The ones underneath that come as spares for the packs didn't look too great, but even the ones on the cars don't look, you know, like they've been chewed on. But yeah, no. Again, being quite picky there. Right, let's walk around the car. So we're starting at the front corner here. We've got moulded in hinges for the doors for the Mark 1 Mini. Just on the side here, I'm going to have to bring my glasses down so I can see what that says. Right, so that little mark there's a little rosette on the side. Got the door handle painted in. Not too bad painting around there, to be honest. It looks like it has been hand painted, but yeah, not bad at all. You can see the flash running round the wheel arch, down the sill and around the other wheel arch there. So on the Mini, where the panels are put together, you get these sort of flanges that run all the way around the car. You've got one that runs up through here, one that runs up through here, round the top of the roof, and as I say, round the base of the car. And these seams generally have some chrome or a black trim that's sort of pushed onto them on the real thing. So that's been picked out in the silver paint, which is quite nice. Wheels are very nicely done. They do look superb. Round to the back of the car, we got twin fuel caps, as the car would have. So these ran dual fuel tank in the boot. So you'd have one filler on both sides for each of the two tanks. And then on the back of the car, we've got our rear lights. As you can see, a GB sticker, nice little number plate there. Perfect painting on the bumper, looks really crisp, really good. And the Monte Carlo rally sticker on the back there with the car number 52. And obviously that's different for each of the other cars. And then coming around to this side, we got a little marker in the rear window there. And then the front of the car, really beautifully done. You can see the bonnet strap just to this side here, where the leather straps would hold the bonnet shut. Just the one on this car. Just having a look at the others. Yeah, so it's just the one on one side to hold the bonnet shut on these cars. And obviously we've already spoken about the lights, which are, you know, particularly nicely done. Now, in terms of the interior, as I say, I've been a little bit picky in that all the interiors are the same, but we do actually have a roll cage in here, and the co-pilot or the map reader is actually holding a map. I will get some detailed shots of this because there's a lot of reflection, but it's actually holding the map which is nicely done. Hands on the steering wheel do look rather large for the size of the person. They do look a little bit oversized, a little bit out of place, and they're very prominent in the window there. But again, I'm being really critical here. I'm just trying to find things to point out on the cars. But I mean, for me, I think this is a beautiful model. I think it's absolutely stunning. Right, I'm going to get some power set up, and let's put some power through, and let's see the lighting situation. Well, I don't have a track set up anymore, so let me just apply a 12-volt supply. And you can see the lights there. You've got the headlights, also the indicator lights, they're coming on. Got a little bit of light bleed through onto the tyre. Would have been nice to have a little bit of tape around there. But I go back to the first point where I started this video, that these cars are getting more and more expensive, more and more complex, a lot more detail, and we as consumers are asking for more and more. I've just done it myself, said, light bleed out from the front there, a little bit of tape. Well, that little bit of tape costs money. That adds to the cost of the cars, and as I say, the net result is I just fear running these. So yeah, I'm kind of contradicting myself from right at the beginning and sort of proving the point, so again, I'm picking out things on here just because this is a review. That doesn't worry me personally, but it may worry other people. A little bit of tape inside, you wouldn't get the light bleed through onto the tyre. And then on the rear of the car, let's just turn it round. You can see we've got both tail lights lit up, and yeah, I can't see any bleed through in the rear of the car. This is only the front. Quite smooth running, doesn't look too bad at all. And yeah, I still go back to what I said, lovely little models. Just very, very pricey, aren't they, at £159.99 for this set. Now, just for completeness, I'm just going to run down the features on these. So it is compatible with Arc 1, obviously with the correct chip. Is compatible with spark plug again. Doesn't have the 360 guide, as we've already mentioned. Got magnet traction, yes, absolutely. Digital plug type is a C7005, and it's got the easy change blade in there that just pops undone and you can change the blades over. So there's a few features on there that make this quite a nice little car. In terms of the history of the real cars, car number 52 is actually on display in the British Motor Museum at Gaydon. I was up there for a railway fair, and I filmed a video around the museum, and certainly picked up on the minis, and they've got 3 of them up there, but number 52 is in there. And as far as I can tell, number 72, this one is privately owned, and I can't find any reference to where number 56 is. I don't think it exists anymore, so if anybody knows where number 56 is, I'll be interested to know. So just to recap then, there were 6 minis entered the competition, only the 3 of them finished. Number 52, driven by Timo Mäkinen and Paul Easter. 1275 Mini, they won the rally outright, beating the Porsches. And then car 56, driven by Paddy Hopkirk and his co-driver Henry Linden, they came in 26th. And then finally car 72, driven by Morley Donald Jude, with co-pilot of Earl Morley. So there you have it, a lovely set of minis here. Lovely expensive set of minis. I think I did all right paying 119 for them. That's about the kind of price that I'm comfortable buying Scalextrics at. What a lovely set of cars, and even with the box art, I mean, the box is in itself is quite nice as well. But I'm just going to leave the final comments from the Scalextrics website. And it says, each model in this pack is crafted with meticulous attention to detail, from the distinctive liveries to the authentic rally markings, perfect for any rally enthusiast and collector. This triple pack brings the excitement and legacy of the Monte Carlo rally to life. Whether displayed proudly or raced competitively, these minis are a must to have for any classic racing fan. And I have to say, I can't disagree. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up, and why not check out the channel. And if you do want to see more Scalextrics on the channel, let me know. I'm quite happy to do some more reviews on Scalextrics. I do love the cars, and as I say, I've just got to the point where I couldn't justify buying them and not running them. And with that, I'll just leave this one by saying thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.